Hello, people of
Hello.
YouTube and the internet.
This
and
couch, it's so squishy.
it is very
So
squishy.
Squishy.
Watch out, or it'll eat you. Heard any good jokes lately?
Oh, have you heard the one about the llama who the camel who was pregnant? He had 3 humps.
You know what would be really good? Llama camel hybrid milk.
Like the woolly mammoth meatball.
The woolly mammoth meatball.
Yeah, you know about that?
No, what?
They made a woolly mammoth meatball.
Enough about meatballs, and let's talk about this book. This book is named Will Grayson. Me and Steven and Genesis, we read it for a book club.
May I read chapter 1 of Sherlock Holmes?
Sure.
Alright, I'll read it for you. Sure. Chapter 1. When I was little, my dad used to tell me, Will, you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose. But you can't pick your friend's nose.
Hey, that's not Sherlock.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Sherlock.
And now, Book Club with Luke Kramer.
In the year 1878, I took my degree of Doctor of Medicine of the University of London and proceeded to Netley to go through the course prescribed for surgeons in the army.
And that was Book Club with Luke Kramer.
Thanks for coming to Book Club, everyone. We'll see you next week. Please have chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4 read.
Yes.
By then.
I will do that. This book is very unique. It has 2 authors. John Green, good friend of the channel, and
David Leviathan.
not a friend of the channel, enemy of the channel. We don't like him. Every other chapter is from the perspective of 2 different Will Graysons. Will Grayson 1 is how would you describe Will Grayson 1?
Will Grayson 1 is a standard white middle-class boy who really struggles with his emotions.
In this book, particularly him, they support getting a fake ID, and as a Christian mom, it really hurts to see books like this promoting such behavior to the youth.
Really grinds my gears.
Anyway, this Will Grayson is in a love, like, squabble with someone named Jane, who is...
Honestly, I could have gave less of a damn.
The only thing I remember is Schrodinger's cat, which they use way too much and it gets way confusing.
So if you have a box, and there's a cat in the box...
Well, I understand, like, cat's dead. But the box already knows that.
But the box knows?
The box knows the answer, and then that got confusing. And then they started saying,
the
like...
box know the answer? The
like,
box isn't a sentient being.
Well, I don't know. The air inside, I don't know. It's something like that.
Inside? Is there some kind of vibrational frequency that we all live inside?
No. Their whole thing was like, they were on and off, and she wanted to date a water polo guy.
Oh, I remember the water polo guy.
Yeah, that was me in high school. I was the water polo guy.
No, you weren't.
What is water polo?
I think it involves a ball and tossing it around.
Ball.
Because
Marco Polo?
No, it's not quite Marco Polo. Because then you would think that they would include the water Marco Polo game or something like that.
Polo. Another thing about Will Grayson, he has a friend named Tiny. You got anything to say about Tiny?
Tiny is gay.
They also mention
Neutral Milk Hotel. The only girl I ever loved was born with roses in her. Semen stains the mountaintops. Semen stains the morning in glass. I love you, Jesus Christ. Oh, I did like Will Grayson 2. Will Grayson 2
He's
is
emo.
And he was in love with someone named Isaac until it turned out
Well,
that
spoilers. Isaac isn't real.
No.
He's someone named Mara who Will Grayson
does
too
not
hates. He
like.
hates her.
He hates her.
And he hates her even more after this happened, and he doesn't even talk to her until the end of the book.
He's an angsty kid.
He's an angsty kid, and I hated him at the beginning of the book, but then I really liked him near the end. And he gets with Tiny. He's gay.
That's good.
But then they break up.
That's bad.
But then they make up.
That's good.
But they don't make out.
That's bad.
Can I go now?
So, anything else to say about Will Grayson 2? We don't have as much to say because he was like.
It says the F word a few times.
Oh, it does?
Just like me.
Hello there, I'm Tiny. Did someone die? Yeah, Tony Stark did. No! It hooked me at the beginning with 2 Will Graysons. I was like really invested. And then through the middle, I was like, alright, this is pretty good. But then I was like, the story's almost over. Where's the conclusion? What's the goal here? I mean, the goal was the Hold Me Closer play that plays at the end. And the ending was awesome. Where everyone was like,
I appreciate you, Will Grayson.
No, I appreciate you, Tiny.
Oh, Tiny.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Tiny. And it was a good ending. And all around, I think it could have had stronger characters a little bit, you know. Could have focused a little more on some things. But it was a nice, sweet, short story about 2 guys named Will Grayson. And I give it an 8 out of 10.
Short story, you say. And it's 300 pages long.
It was short for me.
Ah.
It was the fastest I've ever read a book.
Story is like, okay, a 1 page, a 3 page, a 3 page. I really appreciate it because I feel like it kind of gives a nice slice of life of what it's like to be a teenager in the kinds of around the 2000s, growing up in a kind of indie environment too. So it's got that kind of nice slice going for it, but I think that the relationships between the characters at some points can be a bit underwhelming, such as the second Will Grayson's relationship with his mom. How he treats her like complete dog shit at first, but then he completely flips. On one hand, I kind of understand the switch that happens. He kind of goes to a more positive outlook and changes his ways of thinking. But on the other hand, it's also like this came out of nowhere. It's just like you read 1 page and he's like, I want to, and then the next page is like, yeah. So that also is one thing that I do like about this book, is how I think it just discusses mental illness and a little bit of mental health talk. Just kind of normalizes that, which I think is a good thing. Go to therapy, everyone. I'm gonna give this a 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10.
That was our talk on Will Grayson, and we're gonna be going on to a next book for our book club. And
Leave a comment below what you think we should.
What should we read?
What should we read?
Should we read Will Grayson,
And maybe
where
next
there's a
time
third Will Grayson?
we'll have the entire book club.
We'll see you next time on Book Club.